Hi class, in this video we're going to revise our Listbox example to include a text box for a user to type a new entry into and a button to allow them to add that new entry to our list. So I'm going to bring up my toolbox here and of course pin it for a second, and I want a text box. And I'll put our text box here under our list. And let's give this text box a name. TXT BX new. And then I think I want a button beside it to actually add that entry into the list. I'm going to use kind of a long skinny button to match up with my text box. Now I do want to name this button object. I'm going to name it BTN add new. And in my text property, I'm going to make it say add new. And we like to be consistent like that, where our control has a name that's similar to what its content, so that we can kind of expect which one it is. Now I'm going to change my back color to a different color and then back. Kind of like that other blue anyways, it was fine. Okay, so now I have my new button that's named BTN add new, and its text property says add new. I have my new text box named TXT BX new. Nothing else about that text box that's really noticeable. Now what's going to happen here is our user's going to type a new event into this text box and click add new, and we want that event to be added to our list. So our code for our event needs to be associated with this add new button. When somebody clicks this button, that's when we want our code to run. So I'm going to double click that add new button to create the new event procedure. Now what we want to do in this event is we're going to update our list box, and we have all those items in our list box already, our collection. And if you notice, the first method available to our list box items is an add method, and that's exactly what we want. We want to add to that items collection for our list box. And what do we want to add? Well, we want to add what's in this new text box that we just created, TXT BX new. But remember, since it's a text box, it's going to be the text property of that text box that contains the data that we want. That line of code will take care of it for us. So we're saying take whatever in that text box and add it to our items list. Now, just to be nice, we should clear out that text box. And we saw earlier that we could set it equal to 2 double quotes to clear it out. We can also use the clear method. Okay, let's run this and see how we're working. I don't know where my cursor is. I would like for my cursor to be here in this text box. Let's add a new one. We could go to the Ferris wheel. Let's add that. Oh, there it goes. So it got added to my list. Awesome. So a couple things I'd like to change. Now I want to make sure that I can still click on things. Everything works great that way. Can I click on the new one? Yep, no problem. So we have a few minor issues. We have, where should our cursor be? Right now our control is kind of in our list box, which makes sense because we want people to be able to click on that item. But we also would be typing into this text box. So let's change things so that that text box is the first thing that our cursor goes to. Lots of ways we can do that, but the simplest is by using our tab stop and tab index. I want to set the tab index of this text box to 0 so that it's the first in the tab order. Now when I press the tab key, it's probably going to go to my add new button and then, back to my text box. I don't like the way this looks, so I'm going to move this button over here, make it a little skinnier. There we go. I like it better. All right, let's run it. Now my cursor is sitting there in my add new box like I was hoping. That's not an activity, is it? I can't think of a thing. And add new. Perfect. It would be nice if these items were in order, wouldn't it? Right now they're kind of like not really in order. So we could fix that. We could go into our list box and look at our properties, and we can find the sorted property and change it from false to true. But let's put that in our code instead of changing the actual properties. And I'd like that to happen before our first list is displayed. So I'm going to create a form load event procedure, and a form load event is going to execute before our form is loaded, just like it sounds. So an easy way to create one is just to move your cursor to a blank spot on your form where there is no control and double click, and that'll create the form load event procedure for your form. So for our club form load, we decided that we wanted to take the list box and we want to update the sorted property to be true so that now our data will be sorted. Let's see if that has an impact. Sure enough, that looks like they're sorted in alphabetical order. I'll add our Ferris wheel again. And it rearranged everything to keep it all in order. Awesome. Now me changing that property on the form design would have been fine. It would have done the same thing. But notice in the code that it's kind of documented that that's a sorted item list. All right, one last thing that I would like to change. I'd like to be able to type in this new event and just press enter so that it would add the new one, because there's no other buttons or anything on my screen. That add new button might as well be what happens when I press enter. So I can do that from my form. On the form, again, I'm going to click on my form and look at my properties window. I'm going to make sure that I'm looking at the properties for my form, where I could change which items I'm looking at properties for using that drop-down list. And I want to be looking at my form properties. And what I want to find is the accept button. Now, the accept button is a place for us to define what happens if somebody presses enter. For us, we would like it to run our button add new click event, so we'll choose that button. Now when I run my program, I should be able to type in my new entry and just press enter and have it be added to my list. Looks awesome. Everything seems to be working okay. So that's our first experience with the Listbox control. Take a look at the code, try some different things. This application is done, and we will leave it as is, because if we add any more to it, we'll make it more complicated and it'll make it harder for you to find things within the code and within the application. Now before, when we were working with console-based apps, it was fine. You could copy code out of the book or copy code from wherever. But notice now that we're working with event-driven applications, GUI applications, there's a lot of work that's outside of the code, right? That's setting up our form, naming the controls on the form, setting all the properties. So our job gets a little bit more involved than just coding. Thank goodness, right? Okay, so next time we'll look at a combo box, a control that's a little bit more involved than a list box. Thanks.